I'll be cursing some ayatollahs also, that also can be recorded. No, there's a different reason. I don't have anything against or for them. But the point is, they must realize that they are fighting. Then there is no need to. I'll be cursing Netanyahu also. You can record that also. There's no need for this fight. I hope you understand. There's no need. I would go back to Mahatma Gandhi and a very nice statement that he made, that our world actually has enough for everyone, but doesn't have enough for even one person's greed. There's never enough. People can go on accumulating wealth, accumulating, knowing fully well that one day we'll have to exit, So this is what we are trying to do now. Okay? You can record it and later you can share it also.
Yes, okay, sir.
My first request to you is treat me as a friend. Okay? Don't make me a professor and kill me. Okay? You understand what I'm saying? The kill is not physical kill but mental kill. That unfortunately messes up how we learn, That is the reason I'm requesting this. Okay. So I hope you got this point, that when we are looking at the idea of being an entrepreneur, which all of you are now committed to, the journey of entrepreneurship, please understand that whatever you do, you have to critically evaluate yourself and ensure that the work you do will contribute to the greater cause of peace and harmony in the world. Okay? Other things follow. And I hope all of you agree logically that it is only in a peaceful and harmonious world people can live their lives without other problems, without worrying about who's the next guy going to knife me or gun me down, etc. I hope you understand this. Please understand, there are countries today where this suspicion is very strong. They don't know who's going. If you take America, all of you know, school children are scared to go to school because they don't know which idiot is going to come with a gun and shoot them down. And all of you know it is recorded. I'm not saying it's happening every day. The point is not that whether it's happening every day or not. The point is it is happening. And you don't know when that random event is going to happen. Perhaps even the perpetrator of the crime doesn't know when he or she is actually going to do it. So this is important. I hope the foundation is very clear. It is only in a peaceful and harmonious world entrepreneurship can happen in a healthy manner. And I'm going to introduce you. The whole game of entrepreneurship is about discovery of value and transfer of value. Selling of value. You discover, you make, you sell, you collect. These are the only basic actions that you do. So your entrepreneurial idea is yours. You've discovered it. Some bulb went on in your mind and you say, aha. This is what has happened to you. And then you say, aha, this is that. I can do something. I can be of use to myself, my family, my community, and my world. So that is important. So the core idea that we will discuss today is a part of the concept of value. Okay. This is the key word in entrepreneurship. It is the foundation word in entrepreneurship. Value. Because even if we have a young lady who's an economics background person, you should know that any human transaction, even with yourself, by the way, when I say transacting with yourself, I mean your deliberate thoughts while you are sitting with yourself. You think, am I right? You are transacting with yourself. I'm sure even to come here, you would have gone through a process of transacting with yourself. Should I go to India? Should I go to IIT Madras? Should I take up this program? Don't tell me that question never crossed your mind. I won't trust you if you say that. Okay? Well, most obvious question. Okay? So that's called transacting with yourself. Endogenous transaction, it's called, technically, within yourself. Then you have exogenous transactions with others. Okay? Now, why did I talk about transactions? Because it is known, it is logically correct, it's philosophically correct that any human transaction without value is irrational. I hope you got this one. There's no rationality. Okay? And you should realize that very carefully. So your deliberate thoughts, I'm talking of deliberate transactions. I'm not talking of involuntary thoughts coming in your mind and something happening. Please note a very important point that no human being has the control over the rise of a thought in his or her mind. Please follow me carefully. Do you agree with me?
Yes.
You cannot control the rise of a thought. You don't know what the hell is happening. But every ordinary human being is given sufficient control over the decision to continue with the thought or not. I hope you understand this. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sure? Now that is what I mean by deliberate transaction. Where the extent to which you are in control of yourself marks the deliberate nature of what you do. Are you able to distinguish between involuntary and voluntary? Breathing is involuntary. Whether you like it or not, even when you're deep sleep, you breathe. Your heart is beating. You don't have control over it. Correct? So, have you understood the idea of value, rationality now? Okay. If you are dealing with any deliberate actions, actions include thoughts, words, and deeds, physical deeds. Okay, these are all part of human action. What we call, by the way, I don't like religion. I'm telling you that. Don't get confused by what I wear on my forehead. Okay, this is a conditioned action for me. I believe in the presence of a universal eternal spirit, whatever you may call it. Somebody may call it merciful Allah, somebody may call it Yahweh, somebody may call it Ahura Mazda, somebody may call it Parabrahman, Paramatma. I don't care. What I care is it exists. And you can't do a damn about it. And as I take you along further, you will understand this thing. And please relate what I've said so far. I started with the idea of peace and harmony. The work that you do, the value that you discover, make, create. Because it's one thing to have value in your mind, another thing to realize it in the world. Am I right? Realize means bringing it to reality. It's called realizing. Okay? And then transferring it to somebody, which is your core action, and collecting money for that. Because you have to live. Isn't it? So this is the line which you are following. I hope it's clear. And I also give another point. If what we do is going to hurt sustainability, to that extent peace and harmony will be harmed. Definitely. Logic is also clear. Because human beings are creatures which work with a strong ego. We are all creatures which work with ego. This is an important point. Okay. Now there are other deeper questions in science. You can ask a fair question, sir, but how do I know that what I have discovered and what I have created is going to mess up sustainability or not? That's a fair question. Okay. The only answer I can give to that question is you work with your conscience on that. Talk to different people, debate it out. Okay. Because even in sustainability, I'll give you logic so that you understand it. Even in sustainability, there are two concepts which you should know. By the way, are you connecting what am I clear in what I'm saying? Or
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. Please be, I said, that's why I told you, treat me as a friend. You can even tell me, sir, you're talking bullshit. I don't mind. I don't mind that. Okay? Because I respect your perspective and understanding. That is why I don't mind. You have a right to think that I'm bullshitting. I will not transgress that right. Are you understanding? So there's no problem. So please understand this. Even when we talk of sustainability, there are two concepts called strong sustainability and weak sustainability. These are very important. Okay. There are different ways in which you can interpret strong sustainability and weak sustainability. You must know this. See, while you have come for a course on entrepreneurship and startups and your startup, where your focus could be completely on your startup, I'm trying to give you a transfer, a bigger picture of what's happening. A bigger world in which we live in. That is why I started with peace and harmony. Okay. So that should not be contradicted eventually. Because if that is contradicted, everything else falls by the wayside. Okay. I hope the logic is clear. So strong sustainability and weak sustainability. There are different interpretations. Strong sustainability basically says that you cannot substitute certain things for natural resources. The other interpretation is, when we talk of strong sustainability, we are talking of sustaining forever and ever and ever. Are you understanding? And there's yet another interpretation of that interpretation which I told you, which says that if you are doing something by which you are sure the next 3 to 5 generations will not be affected, adversely affected, that's quite good. I hope you understand this. Because you live with the hope that the future generations will take care of their sustainability and theirs to come later. At least you go with the conscience that I have ensured 3 to 5 generations will be okay. Are you understanding? Weak sustainability, on the other hand, feels that you can, by the way, you can keep your mobile phones open and check what I'm saying. This is very important. You can check strong sustainability, weak sustainability right now. Okay, this is important. Because that's how we can also start discussing. Weak sustainability says, no, you can do that substitution between resources. And are you understanding? So it has to do with the act of substitution of something with something. Am I clear? Can anybody read out what you get from Google Uncle? What does Google Uncle say about strong sustainability and weak sustainability?
Core philosophy is natural and human-made capital are interchangeable.
Interchangeable. Please note, substitutable. Natural and human capital are interchangeable.
for weak sustainability.
Weak sustainability.
And for strong sustainability, the core philosophy is natural and human-made capital are complementary but not interchangeable.
Not interchangeable. I hope the concept is clear. Okay.
Sir,
Now,
can you back up by some instance?
I'll give you an example. Thank you. I think for all of you, even though you are from Nepal, Ganga Mata is very important. Am I right or wrong? Okay. Can you substitute Ganga Mata with human capital? Ganga Mata is natural capital. I hope you understand this. And please understand how much of money the government of India has spent to clean Mata Ganga. Thousands of crores of Indian rupees, and still not done. In phases they have accomplished something, in stages they have accomplished something, but not the whole road. Because there are people upstream who believe that any shit they do, Ganga Mata will accept. Or perhaps they are not even thinking about it. For them, Ganga Mata is a dump. I hope this concept is very clear to you. Okay. And I hope you are able to see the connection. See, ensure that whatever you do is at least not going to violate strong sustainability badly. Don't get into any technology where you believe that natural capital and human capital can be substituted for each other. I believe the concept itself is weak. When they say weak sustainability, I'm giving you a hard example. Can you substitute natural capital like Ganga Mata, water, pure water, flowing water, with human capital? Can water be artificially created? Are you understanding what I'm saying? I can create water from the atmosphere. There are technologies available. In fact, there are brilliant technologies available where somebody can carry a device and even in Sahara Desert can create water. I'm serious.
H2O.
Huh?
H2O.
Whatever. The technology is available. It is commercially available. You can create water in the Sahara from the atmosphere. Are you understanding? But as a substance, why are you messing up a naturally flowing river? I hope you got this idea. Is that example clear for you, sir? Okay. Can we substitute a fine tree that is cut, which is natural capital? Can human beings create an artificial tree? I'm not talking of plastic trees, which many people have in their homes. I'm not talking of that Korean grass plastic which is laid in many places. It is not natural grass. I hope this is clear. Are you understanding the debate about the substitutability? So be very clear in your... Later we will discuss this as we go along. Once I start interacting with you and trying to know more of your business, we'll see how much of it is actually, hurting natural capital. Okay. I'm not suggesting we go back to the cave ages. That is not the point. But the point is, be very careful. Now you may ask, sir, but why are you compromising? I'm compromising because in any case, after a few, maybe billion years, this solar system is going to destruct. If you want to talk philosophically. So then you can ask another question. Sir, why are you even talking about sustainability if that's going to happen? I have only one practical answer. But I am here, you are here, we are here. We know it's going to take billion years. Can we be peaceful and harmonious? That is not illogical. Okay, while we are here, what is the problem? Why don't we extend that? Sun will anyway expand, become a giant star, red giant, whatever it is, and will destruct. But that's very, very far away. That is a part of the Paramatma's game. Who are you and I to indulge in? I hope this part is also clear. Okay. So now are you understanding the value sustainability dyad, the twosome that you have to be very careful with. And you are the best judge, not somebody else. Because ultimately you have to work with your conscience. Okay? I hope this part is clear. Now that I've told you this, and now that you would have understood that the name of the game is value, discovery, creation, and before selling you do all the testing, etc. Proof of concept, and you have a proof of concept, POC there. Is it leading to a minimum viable product or minimum value proposition, whatever it is, okay? All those things you would have crossed by now. I'm sure I'm not wrong in that. Okay? You would have crossed and come now to see now that I have discovered something, I've got the MVP, in my opinion. Maybe some of you are trying to use this opportunity to test whether your MVP is sensible. Maybe, I don't know. It happened with the last group also. There's some people were struggling with the concept itself. But of course, I think they went back with some clarity. I have a feeling you might have interacted with people of the previous group. So then you come and say, sir, how do I discover a market for my MVP? Okay. You have a friend who says, how do I forget the market? I need a co-founder now. A good question, practical question. Because it's a practical question because you have thought about it and you are aware that you need certain additional mind resources and physical resources to work with you. Feel that I am inadequate in certain aspects. I'm not a boss of everything. So I need somebody to work with who can share the risk in this whole game. I'm using another word, risk. First time I used it today. I want all of you to note this very carefully. Value can never be transferred without risk. Never. Impossible. This is an important point. We will discuss risk much later as we interact. Okay? But just keep it flagged. We will discuss risk as a subject. But value can never, never, never be transferred without risk. So life for you and me is a value risk game. For you and me. Are you understanding? Right now, I'm transferring value in the form of my knowledge. I suffer the risk of your interpretation. I hope I'm clear. I suffer that. In fact, you suffer the risk also. Because if you interpret, no, this is a problem with all human communication now. Because what is in my mind, I am only going to assume that you are receiving it the same way as I intend to. But can I be sure? No. I can only hope. I can only say, hey Bhagavan, please help me. I can't do anything else. Okay. So that is why we always say, even in our context, interact as much as possible. Why? Because no human being on earth has the capability to state with the mouth what exactly is in the mind. Nobody can do it. Okay? Because there is a thing called distortion sitting between your head and your mouth. There is something called tacit knowledge. Knowledge which nobody can explicitly state. tacit knowledge. Knowledge is of two types, explicit knowledge and tacit knowledge. Okay.
So, would it be the part of art or skill? Would it be the part of art or skills?
I'm sorry, I didn't understand you.
Expressing our thinking with our mouth, will it be the part of art or it will be?
It is a combination of art and skill. Sir,
Yeah,
always,
we can develop it.
always, you can develop. You can develop. It takes a little time, it takes a little effort, but you are right. But why I said what I said is, you would have noticed even in your life so far, sometimes the person with whom you are transacting, you discover that the person may not have received your signal the way you intended to. Has that happened or not? May not have. You find it out. And then you say, please let me clarify. Am I right?
Yes.
Or equivalent term. Please let me clarify. And sometimes what happens is even adverse conflict happens between two people. Because okay. And sir, I'll share another thing which is very important. Thank you for pointing that out. When we talk of human communication, by the way, all that I'm saying is all related, webbed together. I'm not jumping topics. Are you understanding? Because ultimately, when you're talking of value, coming to MVP, wanting to transfer to somebody, wanting a founder, you bloody well communicate. Am I right or wrong? You have no option, sir. You have to, you shall communicate. I am cautioning you about that communication, which is an unavoidable action. Okay? Please note this, in all human communication, there are three big components. One is the language that is spoken, the words that come out. Second is the intonation or the diction by which they are delivered. Intonation means stress, tone, etc. Okay. Third is body language. The intonation and body language are called non-verbal aspects of, behavioral aspects of communication. The words are the structure. I hope you got it. They give the structure in communication. Okay? Like I just say. Let's say, what's your name, sir? Nikunja. Okay? Just listen to me carefully. I'm going to say the same words, but in different ways. Nikunja, you're not a good guy. Don't worry. It's only an example. It's only an example. Okay. This is trial 1. Trial 2. Nikunja, you're not a good guy. I use the same words?
Yes.
Okay. Are you understanding? Nikunja, you're not a good guy. Which of the three felt hurt you most?
The last one.
The last one. Do you agree? Why?
Because I would aggressive.
Correct, no? So, I use the same words, but you received 3 signals.
What you meant it the last time.
According to you. Be very careful, according to you. Are you understanding? Be very careful. If I were you, I'll be very worried about the first one. Nikunja, you're not a good guy. I would have been terribly worried about that. Not even the physical, because I'll tell you something, Nikunja.
First time you are hot.
No, there is a reason, Nikunja. It's more than the heart, Nikunja. Sometimes those guys are more dangerous than the guy who's physically shaking you. The guy who's physically shaking you is an emotional fellow. And generally I can tell you, emotional fellows are more trustworthy than these silent bastards, you know. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sorry, you understand what I'm saying? Because these guys are silent. They will work. Come, I'll show you one more Nikunja. You know, be very careful because in the world you find all these varieties. Hi Nikunja, my friend, how are you? You understand? The world has such rascals also. What do? All of you understand Hindi a little bit?
Yes.
होता है ना?
होता है छोटी
You
छोटी
got it now, Nikunja? You say,
Now
अरे
that- now that
इतना
I think I
इतना
can stop.
I mean इतना बड़ा दोस्त है. ये हाय निकुंजा कच पीछे से मारता है. So, I hope all of you got the communication part. So that is why you have to be very careful when you are communicating or transacting exogenously with another person. Do not go by only your words. Now you understand the art part also, sir. So you have to train yourself very carefully when you are communicating.
Okay, whenever we are communicating, we have to see who is the listener.
Which?
We have to think about the listener, with whom I am communicating.
Yeah. The justifications.
I have to match his frequency, not second.
You have to be careful. No, but sir, there is a danger and a risk in this whole point. Because both parties are going to assume, one party is going to assume that they have sent the signal. The other party is going to assume that they have received the signal. And much later, both parties discover that it was a different signal. That is life. You can check what I am saying. I am telling you what actually happened. And I am very happy because I'll give a lot of personal examples.
Is there any technique to map that signals?
In
Is there any technique to map that signals?
to
Signals.
map,
Match.
To analyze.
match,
Yeah.
M-A-T-C-H. I heard it as math. You can do both actually. You can map the signals as well as you can
Yes.
match the signals. And come to that. That is why you need iterative communication. Iteration means be very sure, be very confident that your first signal may not have reached the other party. So always double check. Can you please share with me how you understood me? Very important. That's respect for the other person also. I hope you got it. You're actually respecting the other person. They're saying, can you please share with me how you understood me? I'm asking with respect. I'm not. Hey, you've not understood me. You finished. The other party will take it offensively. Are you understanding? That's called iteration. Do 2 iterations, 3 iterations. You're much closer. You're much closer.
Can we say iterative maths? Iterative maths in the between complications.
Sorry, I'm not able to understand. Please forgive me. Yeah.
So while you are communicating,
Maybe I have to come closer. I think my ears are really close. Yeah. No.
when you are communicating with other person, and you try to understand other person's views, right? So can we say like the energy matching in between?
Yes.
Yeah, it has to do with energy also. It has to do with energy also.
Yes, yes.
In fact, no, do you
I would.
really?
Yeah.
Are you able to hear me clearly?
We are
It's for recording.
Oh, that's recording. Thank you. So the first part will be lost now.
No.
I have first part.
You have? Okay. Yeah, it has to do with energy also. Okay. The word energy is used in a certain way in what you've said. Okay. See, that's what we say. Are we on the same wavelength? When we talk, are we sure that we are on the same wavelength? What you're actually talking of is the point that you make. Is our energy matching? Okay, it is true.
Another thing is like we as an entrepreneur.
No, I'm not able to hear.
Okay. Another thing, we as entrepreneur, we share our ideas with a very energetic, right? Like
Yeah.
when we go to pitch with the investor, marketer, like even professor or something like that, and then that other person like immediately like just off me, how we are like high energy, and then I used to like pitch my ideas in front of other people, and they actually don't care, like they say like because they cannot say no me and my ideas, but they don't want to listen or like then how can we feel, how can we, I mean, tackle in this situation, talking about the energy match or something, communication between, is that because of my communication tone, or is that like the situation, or is that yeah, as entrepreneur, how can we deal?
Okay. See, one of the tools you have to use, I'm sorry, I'm now jumping into a related topic, but it's important for you. One of the tools you should use is what is called the fishbone diagram. I'm sure all of you would have heard of this diagram. Fishbone diagram. Okay, let me use the board now, and you can turn the thing. See, this is the problem, huh? This is IIT Madras, and this is the bloody design they've done. This board is designed for people who are above 6 feet, not for poor 5'7" me. Babraju, are you seeing this? I'm on record, my dear friends in IIT Madras, you suck. You know why? We always start with that in Tamil Nadu. It's a symbol of Ganesha. You're supposed to start with Ganesha, no? So we do that. It's a small symbol, don't worry about that.
Okay.
The fishbone diagram. We'll come to this. Now, what is our aim? Do you agree? Are all of you able to see that?
Yes.
What we are aiming is communication effectiveness. That's coming back to your point also. Okay. Now let us come to the person. Shall we start with the sender of the communication? Shall we start with the receiver of the communication? Oh, sorry. This should have been, even this is okay, nothing wrong. Shall we then come to the receiver? Sorry, I think I positioned it wrongly. I'll do it here. Then, do you agree I can come to the receiver of the communication? Do you agree? Then shall we say the message, the signal or message of communication? Content. What did I say? Name? No. Your name, Nikunja. I got me. Then I forgot.
You can communicate with us.
No. I have a short-term memory problem. Okay, Nikunja. Okay. The signal. I was sending a signal. Then do you agree? There is a medium in which we are communicating. Now it's there. Yeah, live. We can also communicate through Google Meet, virtually. So you're talking of in person and virtual. Are you understanding? You agree there is a context of communication? The signal is sent in a context. Your context is your startup and your value proposition. The other person's context is investment and returns on investment. Do you agree, man? To the other person, it is investment and returns on investment. And you are doing it high energy because you believe in the value proposition that you have created. Is it fair to expect that the other person should believe with the same intensity as you? I'm talking of ethics now. Is it fair? I agree, you would like the other person to, you would want the other person to have the same energy. But I'm telling you there's an ethical context in which you cannot have that guarantee. You cannot. Then there is one more, which is style. Style of communication. To do with the manner in which the whole thing is done. Okay? Now do you agree? Each one of them has certain qualifiers or characteristics. For example, sender, visible personality, or experienced, personality. Can anybody have control over that? To some extent you have control.